Now let me teach you how to use the software and so how to use the machine. First, let me see the controller. For the tubes and for the plate cutting, we use the two softwares. We can see NC Studio P for the plate cutting, and NC Studio for T for tube cutting. Now, first we teach you how to use the plate cutting. So we choose the NC Studio P. Okay, we open it. Now this one. When you open it, the machine will teach you, will tell you to back home. Then you back home first. Okay, if you cannot find it, you can see the M machining here. Then you back home or back home. Go home. You can choose or go home. Then X, Y, Z will go home automatically. First, let me teach you how to use the machine. Just now I teach you how to back home. Now let me teach you how to use the machine. For example, for the plate cutting, we want to cut this one. I take this small plate for example. If we want to cut this one, first we must do the calibration first. We use the remote controller. This is a remote controller, and move the laser head to the top of the plate. Now see here, move the down. Now down the laser head to you can see the difference is about the distance from the plate to the torch is about 0.8 to 1 millimeter, something like that. And then stop there, then back to the controller. Now let's back to the controller. We will find the follow. You can see here, follow. Press it, and you can see here the calibrate. Press the calibrate. Yes, press it. Then the machine will remember to cut this thickness. Will find the exact distance, the best distance. It will calibrate 3 times. So if you always cut the similar plate, then no need to setting. But if the difference, for example, first time you cut the 1 millimeter, second time you can want to cut the 8 millimeter, then you need to do the calibration first. Okay? After we do the calibration setting, there is another second thing we must take care about. Because the machine is autofocus, so sometimes the autofocus has the alarms there. They always alarm the soft limited overset, something like that. If that happens, we must find the focus control. Let's go to the controller. We find the focus control. Press it. Okay, you can see here. Now the focus position is 0.0. If there is alarm in the positive, then you press the negative. If it shows the negative, then you press the positive. Okay, to find the focus position. This setting is not always changed. Just there is alarm or soft limited over exceed, then set here. This is for focus. Okay. If the calibration autofocus then setting well, then we go to input the program. For example, if you design the program in the office, you use the USB, and to input to the controller. Now how to input? Let me show you. File, press file. Yes, find the input. Okay, now choose the file. Which one you see? Okay. This format are all recognized by the machine, but we usually use the DXF. For example, if we input this one. Okay, Now you can see this is a program forcing. Now the program is inside already. Now we also teach you another for the different setting. Okay, layers. We teach you the layers first. Layers first. Different layer. It means different setting. For example, the first one is yellow one. For the yellow one, we can set here the cutting speed, cutting power, and pressure, air pressure, and we choose air or oxygen, something like that. Okay, this is the one. If we have, for example, we have marking, we have cutting, different cutting. We can use a second layer. For example, we open it, showing all. Then you can, for example, if we choose this one, the blue one, the light other colors, something like that. You just setting. Then the machine will working with different speed, different marking, or different cutting for the machine. When you cutting for the laser or plasma, there is one thing. Because there is the laser, there is diameter for that. So when you cut it, maybe the cutting length or cutting wattage, the size is not exact. Maybe about 0.1 millimeter difference or 0.20 millimeter difference. Now, how to do that? We must make some composition. Now, let's do the back to the controller. Here we have the COMP. That is a composite. Compensation. Okay, we find it. Inner wattage or outer wattage. Then we choose the difference. When add it, then the machine will cut in the exact size for that. Or when you use the machine to cut in the plate, or when you use the machine cutting the tube, you want to switch to another one. For example, if you want to use the plate now and you want to switch to the tube, we have two methods. One is you close this software and open another, and we also can switch from this software. From here, system, and switch to the tube cutting area, and then we locate it, we press it, and then switch, and then cutting and the switch. Okay, that will be easy. If we switch to the tube cutting, we must first to check the front clamps and the backside clamps must be in the same level. You find it. We have a square here. In front. Let's back to the end. It is also square. It must be in the same level. How to set in the same level? You just use the one setting, something like that. This is the levelization. Put it there. You find out, okay, this now if this one is okay, then okay, no, this is on the same level. Then you put it on the second to check. If they are in the same level, then no problem, you can use it. But if they are different, then you must power off the machine and you use your hand menu to adjust it. Adjust the back side or the front side. Any side is okay. Make them, they are in the same level. When we walk home, when we start the machine, we must back home, remember. But for the rotary, for the tubes, no. For the tubes, when you want to back home, you must back home one by one. The tube, the rotary, that is the B axis. Okay, you can see here, B axis. You press the B axis, then the rotary clamps will be back home. And then the Y axis, one, it means the long side for the one by one. Okay, now you can see the tube supporting. We have 3 tubes supporting. If the tubes cannot back home, then the supporting will not workable. Only when back home first, then it will be up. If the back side moving, you can see moving. The first one will be down. moving to the near one, then one, it moving to where, then which one will be down to the side. Yes, very nice. If we want to use the tube cutting, now first, just like the plate cutting, we must do the calibration first. Same way. Move it to the distance from the torch to the tube about 0.8 to 1 millimeter, something like that, the distance, and then stop there, and also go to the controller to press the calibration. Go to the controller to see the calibration. Calibration, okay? And then the tubes will be also do the calibration 3 times, and then find the exact distance. Now you can see it, the first and second. Okay, now that's okay. That is the best way. Okay, for the tubes first cutting. For the tubes, when you receive the machine only for the first time, you must find the rotary, the center first. First, how to do that? You must find one tube, square tube. Okay, must be with the vertical every side, not the round. Look, must be very square. Okay, very square. For example, we use the 50 by 50. Let's back to the controller. In the controller, you also make one format like that. Okay, new, and the tubes. Then you choose the tube. 50 by 50. Make sure the square tube 50 by 50. Okay. Okay. The corner 0 thickness. No problem. Then finish. Okay. When you press it. Now the next way, we find the center. Machining. Now let's come here. We find the machining first, and then find this one. Calibrate B-axis center. Okay, we press it. Okay. If we press it, we will find. The machine will measure it and touch several times to find the exact center. Okay, now let's finish. The machine find the center already. After the center finding, then you can use the machine to working. Just like the plate cutting, we find the layers or something like that. That will be easy. Only the first time to use to find the center. Then other times no need. For the tubes working, it is a little complex. We have many sizes. For example, the tube, the round tube, the square tube, the H profile, and the triangle, a lot. So how to do that? Now first, when we use the normal software, we can see there. Now we can choose the normal one, the square, the round one. We can find here. Common, new, tubes. Okay. You can see here we have some. These are the normal rectangular, circular, the oval, the wedge, the angle steel, and the channel steel. These are the normal one. So no need to worry. The machine can work very normally. Okay. This one we will not do many explanation. you can just find the size, the setting. Okay. If now we teach you how to use the special size one, just like the H profile tubes, we need to open another software. We need to open another software. Okay, another software, the Y scheme tube. Y scheme tube. From this software, we need to design ourselves first. For example, we use one H profile tube for you. Okay, import 3D, new, circular. Now, for example, we use okay. Okay, the white we size the size. Okay, the corner regulate, radius, the thickness. Okay, you need to design which you want to cut first. Apply. Okay, this is tubes you want to cut it. Okay, profile tubes. When you finish the design, we need to inspection first because there have one corners. We need to do the inspection. The corners and the guides are the same, can work normally or not. View. Okay, confirm. You can see, we confirm first. Now here it is. Now we need to inspection. Next step. Okay, tube normal edit. We find the tube normal edit. Okay, we find here the collision detection. Okay, now we need to do that, to do the detection first. Okay, if we find that there is no collision, that means this profile can work normally. Okay, but if we find some detection here, there is some. We press this one, rectify the interface section to make the machine adjust the angle itself. Okay, press it. If it is still not okay, then we can make it a little bigger. Now it is 2. We can set 2.5, 2.86, and then test again. If still not okay, we need to adjust where it is problem by hand manually. Okay, exact. For example, if here there is a red dot, For example, if this one is here, we press it, we choose it, and then we can use the mouse to move it, and then detection again until there is no collision. If everything okay, then we press OK. And then next. Okay. And then next. Auto next. This is a tube length. Yes, the length. Then you input the programs and the test. Okay. Then the machine will do the auto nesting itself. After everything design finished, then we need to save it. Okay, we choose it. File, export. To save it, where you want to save it. Okay. Now open. 行。那用这个不行吗？这个那个。我们不一定找，用这个。Now we open. Yes, open a file and find where it is. Yes, find the file where it is. Then it can work. For this remote controller, there are several buttons I need to choose. Key 1 is for the back side, the clamps, clamping, and key 2, this is for the front clamping, clamp. There will be 5 seconds delay for the front, so remember it, 5 seconds delay. If we press them together, this one and this one together, that means the back side open, loose. This one, these two, the front clamping open.